Why, hello there. We made it to the last day of the year. Awesome. Hopefully, everyone watches this. Who knows? I might get maybe one or two people watching this. But this is the summer comments. These are your comments that you apply to every one of my videos that I could find in a short period of time. The only one that does it well is actually YouTube. That's right, YouTube. I don't know if you are doing Odyssey or not, but didn't really check Odyssey. I don't think I have any. No, I don't have any notifications on Odyssey, which doesn't really matter. But it doesn't really matter. This is all about you. This episode is all about your comments and responding. I responded to some through replies, but I'll still re-answer them. I'm just going to do YouTube just because it's easier. I'm going to start off with YouTube. Now, according to the Quartering is Wrong about $Twitter, what makes Jeremy a good person because of his hypocrisy? From some of the responses I hear from others, also, I believe everyone has a little hypocrisy in them, myself included. This is part of being human, and some people try a little harder to overcome it. I think Jeremy, from the Quartering, is generally a good person. I do think he kind of stirs the pot just for drama, and accepts what his viewers want. It's just the way I get to it. And of course, I do have some criticism from the Tinker, and this is my thoughts on the Undead Chronic video that I did, I think, 3 months ago, 4 months ago. Wish it would get to the point faster, not really catching any attention with the mean reading around your point. Can't say I know your opinions, I know very well. Yes. I don't think that was my best video, and I appreciate the feedback. I tried to get more to the point, but I do know sometimes I kind of start wandering, going to the Tim Pool territory of making videos way too long. I've actually noticed that myself, repeating myself, saying the same thing with different phrasing is a valid thing. Then, of course, you have Corey with the American flag, with Biden DOJ suing Texas over new electoral map. He just says BS. Bravo Sierra! Exclamation mark. I agree with you because you're not doing it with the Democrat states that are gerrymandering. Then, of course, Iris. I always enjoy your comments. You tend to comment on most of my videos that you watch. I appreciate that. Biden over the same video. This is a very important issue, it's not just for Latinos, but for everyone. I agree. Anytime each party redraws the map in their favor, I don't really agree with it. I just don't know a perfect solution for it. Because if you let the team that loses draw the maps, then they're going to win, which may create an opportunity for new ideas to come up. You could try to do a neutral party, but over time, that neutral party will become politicalized. Look at the Supreme Court of the United States. Of course, another comment from Iris. Great content. Thank you. This is honoring Pearl Harbor 80 years later. Talking about a video that probably went way too long. Actually, I think I did this video twice because I misspelled something. I think if I remember correctly, and I wasn't going to be disrespectful. I wanted to make sure everything was spelled correctly. Of course, us versus the other. Um, Iris just says thank you. I think this is one of the videos just kind of rambled on, saying that we really shouldn't treat the people that we disagree with others and try to be more open and actually have constructive criticism opposed to just labeling them the other. If I remember this correctly. We are in the mess. I don't really remember what this video was about, but oh well. But once again, Iris says, Continue your great work. Highly appreciate it. Thank you. No, thank you, Iris. I like the fact that you commented on a lot of my videos. Of course, Austin, Texas, out of control. I'm pretty sure Austin did some Bravo Sierra or some BS things, and I was commenting on it. Maybe the homeless or the or people getting out on cashless bail or very little bail. I think. Always, as always, thank you. No, thank you for your comments and your review and your like. Because I'm pretty sure you like this video because you're liking all my videos. I very much appreciate it. And of course, another one from Iris. This is AMC in the red. AMC is stuck right below 30. I don't know. I can't expect it to be in the 40s, but it's just hovering between 27 and 30. It's been like that for all month. I don't know if it's just December and people are just wasting their not wasting their money, but they're not really investing because they purchased a whole lot of gifts, and now that they're paying for those gifts through credit cards, or they just sold some AMC to make the purchases. I don't know. It's kind of interesting to see what the next few months have to say in AMC. But it says great video. Always wanted to invest money. You know, it's never too late to invest some money. I mean, there's a couple of safe stocks I'm focusing on right now. Actually, they're more like ETSs. I think they're ETSs or EFT. Yeah, EFTs, which have a really high dividend based off of their price. I'm kind of focusing that on. Once I get to those, maybe another 10,000. Actually, I just want to get 1,000 shares in each of those two, and I'll start looking at other stocks to invest in. I just want to get those set to where I can start really benefiting from the compound, and not the compound, but the compound dividends. I don't think I'm going to do that long term, purchasing 5 stocks a month, but until I get up to 1,000 shares. Let's see here. Sound issues with videos. I think this is just me complaining about my system and me being on Linux. I found no issues with your videos. Thank you. Humbly let you know that you improved a lot with your titles in your videos. Letters are a little bit bigger, but the underlining message at the bottom right is a little too small. I love the logo in the Futsusash color of the dragon on your podcast. Thank you. I think I tweaked this before I just pretty much re-imaged my machine. Hopefully my sound quality is up to par. The end of the eviction moratorium. I forget when I did this, but yes, I remember this news. I know some people in Massachusetts that couldn't pay rent, and now they're homeless. It's a terrible situation and getting worse. You know, I think a lot of those people are being evicted if they just paid a little bit towards their rent. The landlord might be more willing to work with them. I mean, it's a really crappy situation because the local government pretty much told them to get bent because they couldn't go to work, to shut down. During this pandemic, and they weren't really making that much money because they're living paycheck to paycheck, and they're in a tough spot. So I definitely agree that it's a terrible situation. The 10th Amendment means Brandon lose. I received a YouTube message rating for your channel. I gave you 5 stars. Thank you. I found this channel because I was looking for someone with real critical thinking on brain laundry and the potato case. I liked it, and I'm saying I hope YouTube starts recommending the channel. You're talking diversity topics in a constructive way. We need your channel. Thank you. Yes, I don't really want to be a one-trick pony, so I like to have a nice spread of topics. You know, maybe talking about the president one day, and the next day talking stocks. Or I might be talking about YouTube drama. Let's say this is no, not the tortillas. I remember this. I remember a bunch of high schoolers. I don't know if it was high schoolers or the parents was throwing tortillas at the opposing team. Racism as political agenda only. I agree. I don't really know what the hidden meaning behind that was, but the media was trying to portray an underlying racial bias because of tortillas. And of course, the critical race theory CRT part two. I was finished. Wow, man, this is an old video. It has my old yoga, not yoga, but logo that I made freehand to represent what my current one is. It's incredibly interesting to read about CRT, and we should fight it every chance we get, especially in the education of grade school. Yes, I know there's no course that says CRT, but it's how it's being applied within the teachings is a big issue. Rumble threatens Odyssey. Shots fired. This is pretty much two internet alt tech sites bickering. Thank you. No, thank you, Iris, for commenting. Expand the court over Texas Supreme Court ruling. 2A group says hi. This is over the abortion bill, I think, from Texas. Another interesting podcast. Thank you. Critical race theory, part three. I think this is kind of where I kind of saw some examples and how it's being applied into the masses. Yes, it's so dangerous. Eugenics is actively enforced place. Definitely, I think this theory of racism came from eugenics was founded. Also, not to mention Planned Parenthood is always in the poor neighborhood, closely linked to minorities, mostly the black community or the African American community, or the people of color or color people, however you want to say it. I have no clue what's on my mind today video. I think it was one of those ones I just couldn't think of anything. So I just said some rambling. I noticed you like to go camping. I think it's the best entertainment to relax and have contact with nature. Great for you. I probably was mentioning camping in that video. No more Dr. Seuss. The woke cancel culture is in full force. Racism and justice is their definition words. Yeah, I think I can't remember the characters. I forget what the story. It was pretty much the yellow people or the Oriental people being portrayed in a manner that they didn't want to publish anymore. Catch up on some of your videos. I found that there's no sound on this one at all. Caption is unavailable. The 2020 census, Texas wins, which means we got two. You know, this was before I started hearing like the first 4 or 5 seconds of each of my videos as I clip the video for the whatever this is, this little icon. I forget what it is. But yeah, unfortunately, I'm a one-man shop. I take full responsibility for not having audio on this one. I even went to some of my other videos for that day to see if I just uploaded the wrong one. Unfortunately, none of them either had sound or I just didn't do another recording. My response is, oof, I now notice this. I don't really listen to my recordings. I've seen and listened to the first few seconds to make sure the sound's working. This is just something I've been doing just to make sure the sound is great. Sometimes if I have issues, I might listen to all of it. Or if I think there's going to be an issue, I listen to all of it or up to that point. But yeah, sometimes I do make this mistake because I am a one-man shop. I come home from work and I record my videos. 2020 elections. Watching this one tonight, I realized you was right all along with your prediction. Biden won. Did I predict that Biden would win? I hope not. I don't want to. I mean, it's really hard to predict elections because it's really hard to get the pulse of what the nation, because what the nation feels like and what the people are selling sometimes don't always align. Because I was really hoping for Trump to win, but I do think the 2022 elections is going to be interesting for many things. I'm not going to say that it's going to be a red wave or a blue wave, just that it's going to be interesting. I think the Democrats are going to pick up a couple of seats and lose a couple of seats. And I do think the Republicans are going to have majority in both the Senate and the House. The question is, how much of a majority? Now, of course, historically speaking, the other party usually takes control because the people kind of want that check and balance. It's either their internal biases speaking and they vote for the other party. But we won't know. We truly won't know. Everything is up in the air because Trump should have won according to historical elections. I mean, historical data over the elections. He's the one of the very few presidents that only served one term and was elected out. The last one, of course, was Bush Sr., but that was following Reagan's two wins, and then Bush won, and then Bush and Clinton eventually won. So it'd be really interesting. I don't really have one way or the other because it's really too soon to tell. And everything else that I'm basing my information on has been wrong. So I'm just going to say the 2022 elections for the midterms are going to be extremely interesting. Let's see here. Twitter versus APD. Don't say little channel, please. Your channel is bigger than many here. YouTube might have thousands of viewers, but failed of good content. Thanks again for your channel. Actually, I used this. Actually, I stole this from a radio channel here in Austin. They usually start off the show saying our little show." It is a way of staying humble. It's the way I interpreted it, and just kind of took it from them. Unfortunately, that show is no longer on. They've replaced it with the sports show, which is all about sports. And on my way home, I don't really care about sports. And then the really cool thing about that show was it did politics, it did a little bit of culture, and did a little bit of sports. It was more well rounded, but unfortunately, the station got bought out, and that show is no longer being aired. Um, there might have been audio on this video, Iris. Unfortunately, when it comes to me gaming, I don't really speak much, and I don't think the audio from the game went through. But also it was a really long video, if I remember correctly. Um, I think that's more of that than anything. It could be, I don't know. I don't really stream games anymore because I'm not really a game streamer. I really get involved in the game and just ignore everything else, which is not really good entertainment. And of course, this is a very long video according to the YouTube stream Terraria. I agree. I miss McCarthy. My thoughts on Undead Chronic. Relax. I am actually very relaxed. It's just I felt the need to make this video because I didn't like the tone he was doing. I only saw two videos. He was going really harshly and kind of in a immature manner. I mean, I did watch him on the stream with Nick Rakita Law that he streamed last night. He was a lot more pleasant. I just wish he took that type of energy into his videos. And that's really all it was. And of course, Biden won't do student loan forgiveness. Corey making a I comment, I'm the only one watching. The other guy left. Nope, nope. There's another. I got some strong followers. Mainly Iris and you, and a few others are watching. It's really just the two of you commenting. But I appreciate you watching, and I do appreciate your funny comments. And of course, I'm almost done. Let's see here with YouTube. Kill Afghan citizens, no issues, and I'm pretty sure I misspelled Afghanistan, and I don't really care. Up. Wait. I got one more for Iris. From Iris. A long time ago when I was young, I tried very hard to pay my student loan. Sadly, there was a point in my life I couldn't make payments any longer. So I advise anyone, don't get hard on you. If you can't, great. If you don't, great. Also, I think if you can, great. If you don't, great. I think I'm kind of interpreting. Hopefully, life is short, and we need to realize that our student loans debt in our life forever. So even though, be happy. Yeah, I think it's the undertone is be happy. Also, look into trade schools. They're pretty much pennies on the dollar, and in most places, a company will pay you to go to trade school. And the really great thing about grade school is not grade school, but trade school is that the classes are shorter, much shorter, and you build up a skill that you can improve over time, and you can make money, especially if you do underwater welding. Top dollar right there. Yeah, kill Afghan citizens. No issue. Yes, I agree with you. Not only Afghanistan, but all of the Middle East. Look what they did to Libya, Syria, Yemen, etc., and etc. Thanks for bringing up this topic. Yes, it seems like every president since Bush Jr., actually, I think even Clinton, we just bombed a Middle Eastern country just because. California blues, no one is moving there, question mark. I mean, people are moving there, just not in the droves that they once were. And of course, Iris said, yes, I cannot believe it. Christmas is here. Time flies so fast. And Christmas is come and gone. And we're almost to a new year. Let's see here. Let's see here. It doesn't really show his reply. Maybe he deleted it. I don't know. This is Jack Murphy. Need to do better. I'm a social justice warrior. And I have a serious question. I'm really sick or tired of waiting for the boogaloo. And here you guys are literally complaining about there's birdie nobody. So here's my question. When is the boogaloo win? I mean, Jack Murphy isn't a birdie nobody. He is somebody. He's charging a lot of money for his class to be a manly man. And he pretty much acts like a bitch. And continues to act like a bitch. And more information about him is coming out. Which is, I mean, I don't really care about his kinks. It's how he's handling himself in the now and present is the issue I have with him. I don't know when it's going to be a hot boogaloo. Some say we're in a cold part leading up to the hot part. No one can really know for sure till it turns hot. Maybe we'll get close to it and back away. I know the first one took about 20 to 30 years to kick off. Actually, if you look into the first Civil War, the South and the North was two dramatically different countries. You had the industrial North, and you had the farms in the South, and there were just cultural differences. And then the South separated, and Abe Lincoln says, "Cool, peace," and the South says, "You gotta leave this fort." I think it was Fort Sumter, and Abe Lincoln said, "No, deal with it," and that's what kicked off the Civil War. I don't think Abe Lincoln was just peace, dudes. He, I don't know if we would have been better if we were separate. I don't know. It was just a weird civil war because most civil wars are fought over power, but this war was fought over leaving the Union, and Abe Lincoln wasn't having any of it. But of course, he responded. I don't know why it's not showing up, nor do I care. Berman says, I want to drive a tank down some city or some state. And of course, Bowie Upland says, you don't even have a driver's license yet. And that was the resort. I just kind of left it at that because I'm not going to talk about what could make the Civil War kick off. I have ideas, but I'm not all about kicking off a civil war in this country or any other country because I love America. There's a reason why I got the American flag in the upward corner. Let's see here, right here where my cursor is, right here. I love America. I want America to be the best country ever. I want to make America great. I want to keep America great just because I love America. I joined the military. I have that military pride. I don't like what it's doing, but I still think America could be saved as long as we elect intelligent, honest leaders to rule us. Then, of course, we have the history of Christmas. Excellent recount of the history of Christmas. A lot of details, as always, learning from you. Merry Christmas and to your family and also to all your subscribers. Thank you. Hopefully you had a Merry Christmas. Hopefully your New Year plans are going to be awesome. But yeah, that was a really long, in-depth from the History Channel. Then, of course, we got Casperus. Watch out for the big bag boogie chicken holder. You know, it took me a few hours to catch that. It was actually Cindy Watson saying that a cuck is someone that holds a chicken. He, she, it, they, xer, they's mutual look bad on you, no. By the way, threatened Rikita Law about the mutuals. Not looking favorably on Rikita. Don't hear anything about that one. I agree, Jack could have let it go and ignored the detractors rather than going full-blown ultimate Karen. I lost all respect for the chicken holder. Then, of course, we got Jake Roberts. Go read Wisconsin law. What happened? Failed to meet the statutory requirements. I think that was for the lawsuit. I know that Jack Cock Murphy has no lawsuit against the quartering. I just think it was an interesting topic to discuss. He's not acting like the alpha gigachak that he claims to be. More of a alpha, beta cuck. And this is what his actions are displaying. Hopefully he can turn himself around. I think he needs to take a few months off the internet, regroup, focus on his life, come back stronger and bigger, and earn the respect back from the people. There's going to be some people that will never get it back, but if he can constantly improve and prove that he's not that person that he displayed over this month, I think he might be able to at least save face and regain some of the respect that he lost. Now, of course, going to BitChute. This is off of the Halsey's Now a Mom. Yes, I know I'm late here. I was just trying to do fluff pieces, to be honest. Halsey is hot as F. She makes me want to stop watching Jack Murphy videos. I agree. She definitely has the body. She definitely has a unique voice and somewhat talented. I think some of her thought processes are a little warped, but you know, nobody's perfect, including myself. Then, of course, this is the video I posted the other day. No comment. Why are you doing this to me? F you from the heart. Tell me, help me. Bad lady, expose my, bundle of stick tree. That was from the Ghost Who Walks. And then, of course, Shockwave Prime. He also has a small penis. Yep. I don't know. I think I might have saw it. There's a couple of videos, pictures floating around. Someone made a comment about it. I didn't go in depth into it. There's people that went more in depth. Rikita Law, you're a braver man than I am. I'm just gonna say that Nick Rikita is a braver man than I am. Then of course Rumble, the dog truth from 3 weeks ago. Always liked your stuff. Glad you enjoyed my videos. Is my only response. And that is all of the comments for this month. If you did a comment on Facebook, I'm not following Facebook. I haven't really logged into Facebook. Rumble allows me to auto post there. And that's as much attention I want to give Facebook. So if I didn't read your comments, I'm sorry. If I did read your comments and you didn't want it to be public, I'm sorry. Hopefully everyone has a awesome New Year's. If you want to, leave another comment down below. I'll probably get to it next month. I'll probably do these every month at the last month or the last Friday of each month. I think it helps get in touch with the community that I'm trying to build. Also, smash the like and the subscribe button. But most importantly, have yourself a wonderful New Year's. It's Friday. Tomorrow's the New Year's. Fire off some fireworks and enjoy life. Enjoy the last few hours of 2021. And have yourself a wonderful weekend.